Hello everyone. We're going to start things off here with a look at the Kyrazh Bridge and a new pontoon being built. So, you can see the pontoon is being built just north of a badly damaged bridge. What's quite interesting about this though, the pontoon is partially submerged, so Ukraine has already hit this. As for the bridge itself, you can see it's got a new hole in it, so it's now got a big chunk taken out of the side and then a hole next to that chunk. So this bridge unusable now by heavy vehicles, although smaller ones can likely still cross it. Moving south and highlighted by marked route off here, work has been carried out on the banks. Looks to be levelling the ground to make landings easier. There's also a boat crossing the river. Maybe rather than the easily destroyed pontoons, Russia is going to attempt to use small boats as transport here instead. Or maybe this is just engaged in the sort of work being carried out here. If you look directly opposite the boat on the right hand side, you can see a crater near the water's edge. Looks to be a pretty big one. Too big to be HIMARS, I think. Maybe a JDAM or a similar bomb that missed the bridge and fell short. This pontoon is here, shown by the marker. Highlighted in red are the places where Russia is building other pontoon crossings. It was established a couple of days ago that there are only a handful of places suitable for pontoon crossings over the same river, which is why Russia keeps rebuilding them in the same place. This one is a newly found pontoon, so it's a new area that we need to keep an eye on. Here, an update on the Mi-8 helicopter that was hit by a drone. If you remember, it's the video playing now, and this was shared on August the 8th from near Suja in Kursk. Well, we now have a photo of the wreck, or rather the aftermath I should say. So the Mi-8 was forced to make a hard landing, or at least that's how Russian sources describe it. I'd describe it as a hard crash. So, it isn't looking in the best condition. The tail snapped, you can see. I think during the landing since the drone hit the rotor at the rear, but it could be a combination of the two. The drone weakening the tail and the impact snapping it. The landing gear completely buckled. You can also see that one rotor is fully tore off completely, and the other ones are twisted and warped. So, this Mi-8 in a bad way. It can't fly. It is potentially recoverable and repairable, but it isn't known if Russia actually managed to recover it. It was originally hit here, north of Suja, an area which quickly came under Ukrainian control. So if it came down here, then it will be in Ukraine's hands. But the crash site hasn't been geolocated yet. It is possible that after the initial impact, the Mi-8 managed to fly further north or even east, or came down in an area that's Russian controlled. So potentially Russia could recover the airframe and repair it, but that depends on if it came down in territory which Ukraine captured or not. Now, I'm going to play a video shared by Ukraine which I've added subtitles to, showing some captured crates of mortar rounds and some captured cars from the local bobbies, as well as a fuel truck just visible in the back. I expect Ukraine will soon return the mortar rounds to Russia, just in a more explodey way than expected.
Улов отборного минометного быка. Русачки подбрасывайте побольше, оставляйте после себя побольше, бегите подальше, потому что поймаем, возьмем в плен, и ящики тогда придется с быка собственным носить вам. Ну, а это контент мечты. Полицейские машины Российской Федерации в качестве трофеев. Ездить на них на боевые будет особенно приятно. Но это просто будет жоповозка. И пусть кто-то скажет после этого, что не дай бог мы мародеры. Мы это честные трофеи.
Now, a video from Russia's side. This one showing Russian drone strikes on Ukrainian positions in a settlement called Cherkasko-Perechno. Multiple positions are hit, but they appear to just be hitting random buildings and bushes and trees. A Ukrainian presence is seen. A burnt-out vehicle early on, you can see troops moving near one of the grenades dropped. So, there is a pretty big Ukrainian presence in the settlement. This includes a couple of strikes in the northern tip of the town, as shown here. This is important, because if we turn to deep states, you can see this settlement is marked as contested. Given there's no presence in the settlement at all now, it appears, and Ukrainians are throughout the settlement from south to north, I think we could call this Ukrainian occupied. The settlement to the north, I haven't seen anything from. This is here, north of Suja. We don't know where Ukraine actually attacked this settlement from, whether south or west. but the big presence here strongly implies a big Ukrainian control in this settlement and the surrounding areas as well. But we do need to wait for 100% confirmation. Finally, a brief report here from the Akhmat Brigade. They report evacuated 51 fighters from Ulanok, saying they broke through in passenger cars to Ulanok to carry out an evacuation. Now, it is quite vague. The words breakthrough suggest that the village was surrounded by Ukraine, and this was a push through to recover the Russian forces from the settlement who were surrounded. So it could be, and it appears, that Russia has abandoned this settlement. Or broke through could just mean the road into town was under mortar fire and the like, and the cars made it through unscathed and carried out an evacuation. It's also unknown if the 51 evacuated are all of the Russian forces here, or if this was just getting the injured out. Well, this is an area we do need to keep an eye on. This is here, so it's not Ukrainian controlled yet, but certainly seems quite threatened by Ukraine. And judging by this post here, it does seem that Russia may have abandoned it. And if so, then I expect we may get confirmation soon of Ukraine capturing it. So that's it for this video. A short one, but one I hope you found interesting. Thanks so much for watching, and take care everybody.
Good afternoon. Greetings from the Ukrainian Volunteer Center. Kursk region. Ukrainian soldiers and the Ukrainian people showed Russia that we will not be broken. We have shown that international support is very important to us and we are using it to the maximum effect. Now, there is an urgent need for drones and vehicles. That is why we are announcing a new fundraising. Volkswagen T5 for the soldiers in the Sumy direction and 2 Mavic 3T drones for the guys in the Donetsk sector, where we are having a hard time. The goal of fundraising is $18,000. For the largest donation, we will raffle off a trophy watch, Commander's watch made in Russia from an occupie from Chechnya. For donation of $50 or more, we will raffle off 1 set of glasses by using a randomizer. As always, all reports will be after the fundraising is over. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your support. With love from Ukraine.